Yo, what's going on guys, Dewobs here, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we have gameplay of the brand new patch with a bunch of buffs and nerfs to take a look at. I'll also showcase some brand new skin changes along with some brand new skins coming to Marvel Rivals later this week. And everything will be timestamped, so just head to whichever section you'd like to see. Anyway, first of all, we have the change for Captain America. He now has 50 less health. So with the team up anchor bonus, he has 700 health. If he wasn't a team up anchor, he'd only have 600 health. And that also means when you pop the ult, you get a maximum of 950 health. Honestly, a very small change. Now for Doctor Strange, he gets his ultimate slightly faster, about 10% faster. You're not going to notice this too much, just literally getting the ult a little bit faster. Honestly, a very, very minor change. Next up, the only change that we saw to Groot was a reduction in health of his Ironwood wall. So this is the big wall that can also give him overshield. It now just has 600 health instead of 700. So it will break a little bit faster. It has 100 less health. Again, you're not going to notice this too much, I don't think. And yeah, he still has his big 850 health. So I think your boy Groot is chilling. Now for the devastating news for Spider-Man mains, his uppercut. His uppercut's nerfed, so at 5 meters, it no longer hits. Oh god. It doesn't hit at 5 meters, but instead, take one step forward and it hits at 4 meters. Just like that, it now has a range of 4 meters. Now, we do joke about this being such a small change, like literally 1 meter. You know, you're not going to notice this too much. However, the other bonus effect this has for people who hated Spider-Man is just the chance of getting multiple people with an uppercut that you didn't even intend to hit. For example, sometimes Spider-Man would fly in and he'd uppercut and he'd unintentionally uppercut someone else that was 5 meters away. And I guess you'll see a reduction in this happening just slightly. So if you are just minding your own business and Spider-Man hits you with an uppercut, you know, you got more chances of surviving. Now, next up, we have Winter Soldier. Now, Winter Soldier got a few pretty nice buffs for the team up and also for his abilities. So, first of all, we have the team up with Captain America. Now, if you leap to your teammates, you'll see they gain 50 HP. And also, nearby teammates in a certain area will also get the HP boost. So, if you look, Cap is there as well. If I jump to him, look at this. He gets 50 health. He gets 50 health. I get 50 health. We all get 50 health. So, it's a nice addition. Now, if you clash with Cap, it also does it. So whether you leap to your teammate or clash with Cap, it will do it. And let's see how long this will last for. So if we do it, this is how long it lasts. There we go. About 5 seconds, I think. 3 or 5 seconds, and then it depletes. Which, you know, it's pretty short-lived, but it's a nice bit of bonus HP that you can really save your teammates with. Right, let's turn off the ability cooldowns because we also got 2 charges to our E ability. There we go. And it still takes 6 seconds to recharge, so it has the same cooldown, but you can now stack 2 of them. Now, what's nice about this is it means that it now matches with the grappling hook. So when you grapple, it has a 12-second cooldown. And this means you can get 2 charges of Tainted Voltage by the time you've got another hook. So you could hook, and if for some reason you needed to use this ability twice, by the time you get your hook again after the 12 seconds, you'll have 2 more charges of the Tainted Voltage. So it just makes things, you know, flow a little more smoothly. And just giving you an extra ability charge, I don't think Bucky is going to complain at that. So as you can see, bam, bam, bam. And then 12 seconds later, we have another one. Now, some of the more interesting changes, we have an Adam Warlock change right here. This one is to his passive. He now gets a brand new passive, essentially, where dealing a headshot will charge up the cooldown of Avatar Livestream, his healing ability. Now, in the patch notes, it said that getting a headshot would reduce the cooldown by 1 second, and it has a 6-second cooldown. So, that sounded pretty good, but it turns out, in the live game, well, they actually buffed it even more, because getting a headshot now reduces your cooldown by 1.66 seconds. Basically by a quarter. So if you hit 4 headshots in a row, you'd instantly get the cooldown back. Of course, in reality though, you probably get 2 headshots, and by the time you've got those 2 headshots, you've got your cooldown back. So if we have a look here, pop this, hit a few headshots, and we have it again. Hit a few headshots, we have it again. It's honestly really, really nice. So, if you're someone who plays Adam Warlock, definitely aim for the head more than you were. I mean, you were probably, hopefully, aiming for the head anyway, because he deals devastating damage. But if you are hitting shots, know that your healing ability will be off cooldown much faster, and you can use it more often to get yourself out of those tricky situations. Honestly, really nice. Next up, we have Cloak and Dagger. Now, Cloak and Dagger got a 5 damage per second increase in damage while using the Dark Force Cloak as Cloak, so there we go, damage is slightly quicker. It's a very small change, 5 per second is quite minuscule, but, I mean, of course, if you are using your Terra Cape as well, you should see that nice improvement in damage. The same goes for Dagger. She now gets 18 damage instead of 15 with each hit. So once again, very, very small changes. But if you are attacking an enemy to heal yourself, you are going to do slightly more damage. Very, very small changes. Next up, we have Lunar Snow. Now, Lunar Snow should deal more damage at range. At 40 meters and further, she now has 75% damage instead of 60. So, if we do shots from here, you can see you do a little bit more than you would before. You know, nothing too crazy, but it's nice to have. And as I said in the last video, this is a natural range to be at for Lunar Snow, so this buff definitely does help you out, but not a crazy amount. And lastly, we have Mantis. So Mantis now does 55 damage per shot instead of 50. Now, I did want to see if this affects the kill threshold. So before, it would take 3 damage boost headshots to kill these 250 HP bots, and unfortunately, it still does. You can see they're literally left on such little health, which is a little unfortunate that it doesn't change the kill threshold. It might change some kill thresholds when it comes to, you know, combinations of headshots and body shots though, so still a nice buff for Mantis. Now, next up in this patch, we also saw a change to the Doctor Strange MCU skin, and this one makes the skin look a lot cooler. He now has these zombie hands permanently, so these are always crawling out of his back, which is a pretty nice addition, and it's definitely a better display for the skin. But also, he now has a new voice. This voice is crazy. I'm just going to play it for you right now of all the abilities with the skin.
Let the darkness take them. Pentagram of all. By the eye of Agamotto. Dark magic.
Double KO.
By the fangs of Farala, that was a fine battle.
So yes, he's an absolute demon, and that ultimate voice line is so loud, it's actually kind of scary. Now, I was wondering if you could turn this off. And well, in the settings menu, in the audio section, there is a setting to use default sound effects for costumes, meaning, you know, the sound effects should be the default when you have legendary skins. And that does work, however, it doesn't affect the actual voice of the character. So it looks like there's currently no way to turn off the Zombie Strange voice filter. So if this is going to get annoying for you, you might have to unequip the skin, or they'll update this feature in the future, but as of now, there's no way to turn it off. Now, from a teammate's perspective, and enemies, they still hear the normal skin. So if you have this skin equipped, teammates and enemies still hear standard Stephen Strange. They do not hear Zombie Strange, which of course is the case because it's just better for competitive integrity. Keep everything the same for everyone else. Now, they also changed the Thor skin. They reduced the size of the cape, and you can't really tell the difference too much, but it definitely is smaller and will impact your view a lot less, which is pretty nice. Definitely a good change. Now, on top of that, I also want to show you an early look at the new patch skin. Now, this skin will be free as part of the Hellfire Gala Moments event, and all you have to do is just complete the challenges in the event and you'll get the free patch skin. It's an epic skin and you can see the MVP animation. It does also come with an emote where, you know, he's just getting dusted off, polished up nice and fresh with his nice white suit. And like I said, we have some early gameplay of this skin in action as well. So make sure you do take part in the event on May 2nd. And the event will run right the way through to the 23rd of May. So there's plenty of time to complete it. And if for some reason you don't get the skin for free during the event, it will then become available to the store as a bundle for 1,600 units. But of course, get it for free. It's literally free. And as a final cool teaser or Easter egg for a new upcoming hero that they're releasing in the new event on May 2nd, on the event page at the bottom, it will read this: Xavier Files Cerebro 3 Forge build. That's right, once again they're name dropping Forge, and we know that Forge was just leaked to be an upcoming hero in Marvel Rivals with a whole ability set as well. You can see on screen, we already talked about that, so it looks like the teasers are getting real in Marvel Rivals. So keep your eyes peeled for all things like this when the events drop. So there we go. Let me know what you think of the new patch. What do you think of the new skin updates? And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.